One of the most anticipated indie games of 2026 has now launched, as the intense rock climbing game Cairn sees players struggle up the side of a mountain all while managing stamina, food, and tricky handholds. Cairn's realistic take on a sport that has found itself rising in popularity of recent seems to have drawn in the eyes of a lot of players. That and its rich story elements have many, myself included, extremely interested in its launch. But is Cairn a false summit or something truly excellent? Today on Game Rant, let's take a look at the reviews for Cairn. Before we dive into the reviews, let's take a look at the gameplay elements that have gotten Cairn so much attention. At its core, Cairn is a very detail-oriented rock climbing game. You have to pay attention to where you place your hands and feet, ensuring your grip is solid before attempting to continue. Finding a nice crevice, a jutted out rock, or even a relieving ledge. If you ignore or try to breeze past this stuff, you'll run out of stamina quick and you'll find yourself falling back down to the ground. Another huge element to each rock face is planning your path, mentally trekking out the way that you're going to take up. Some avenues offer more obvious handholds but with longer distances to cover, and some have shorter distances with sketchy holds. It's about playing the game in your way, and in that way it's a lot more customizable, freeform, and challenging than other games in the genre. It truly makes you think about how you want to approach each situation, and that's incredibly unique. But the game also has more to it than its raw gameplay. You also have to manage Ava, you have to get rest, you have to eat food, and you have to tape up before a run. You have to become attuned to your character in order to reach the end. This all means that reviews for Cairn could go hard in either direction, as missteps could have left the game feeling frustratingly tedious or incredibly hard. Fortunately, it seems as if the developers, the game bakers, have absolutely cooked. As of writing, Cairn sits at an 87, with 91% of reviewers recommending it. An excellent score for a game that seems to be serving a specific niche. Many of the reviews sit at a 9 out of 10, praising the game for its story. One such review was IGN, who gave the game that score and said, "Cairn would mean nothing without the journey, without the climb, without the moments where I faced everything Kami had to throw at me, from sheer cliffs to bad weather to climbing at night." Also giving it a 9 out of 10 was Shaq News, who said, "This is one of those special games we don't get very often, one that leans hard into a specific interest and nails all of the important elements. It's got a simple story that will tug at your heart and gameplay that will test your nerve. Cairn is a must-play game, especially if you've got a passing interest in climbing." Similarly glowing was The Guardian's review, giving the game a 4 out of 5 and stating, "It's more than a climbing game. It's a relentless test of endurance, obsession, and what it truly takes to overcome the mountain." The through line throughout all of these reviews is the praise for how climbing feels like a war of attrition, but also how it's a war that you consistently come out on top of. With all that said, there were reviews that weren't quite as high on Cairn. Nothing really low, but some middling scores nonetheless. One came from Push Square, giving the game a 7 out of 10 and saying Ava's expedition is simultaneously meditative and fraught with danger, with death just one slip away at all times. While we have some small reservations about the story and the frame rate struggles to measure up Mount Kami, those looking for a challenging, satisfying journey will find Cairn a unique adventure to conquer. There were also some 8 out of 10s, like the review from the 6 Axis, which says Cairn is a unique, slow, and surprisingly relaxing game where you occasionally lose your grip and fall to your death. There's a heartfelt story running through the ascent to the top of the mountain, survival elements as you manage limited resources, and accurate feeling climbing, but soaking in the gorgeous environments, making discoveries, and mastering your climbing are a joy. Cairn is a unique game that stands out from the rest. But balancing out a few of the middle-of-the-road reviews, there were also a few perfect scores. CG Magazine gave the game a 10 out of 10 and said, "With an outstanding gameplay loop and so much freedom to climb where and how you like, Cairn is incredible." All in all, it's easy to see that Cairn has been viewed as an outstanding success from reviewers, with even the lowest scores deeming it a worthwhile and fun experience. It appears the game bakers have made something truly special with Cairn, starting the year off strong in terms of indie releases. Cairn is not only a unique game, but an important one. It takes you on a stressful and intense journey through the beautiful Kami Mountains and asks you to push your character and your skills to the limit. So will you be going on this epic trek? Let us know down in the comments below, and for more reviews, news, and features, go over to GameRant.com. That's all, and thanks for watching.